those people who are on the other side from the ones who say it's allowed for you to stand up to some other person. Let's tackle this hadith. Hadith Sa'd ibn Mu'adh. Sa'd ibn Mu'adh is the leader of the Aus. Radiyallahu anhu. At the time of the battle of the trench, the Banu Qurayza from the Jews proved to be treacherous. And Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he used to be with them and they were neighboring for him before the Prophet ﷺ came to Medina. And there are some also taken, from their women, and they used to marry from each other. So there are some sort of ties. So basically, he was hit by an arrow into his akhal. The rota, you call the arm? Rota?
Radius.
The main vein that you hit it, you die.
Yeah. The radial artery.
Radial, yeah? It's radial. So they call it aorta.
Aorta is in the heart, but that's radial.
Directly
it goes.
Directly to those
yeah,
ones. Yeah.
It's quite...
He was hit in that. And then he was about to die. But he said to Allah Azza wa Jal that do not make me to die until I feel I am satisfied to see the fate of those treacherous from Banu Qurayza, what they've done. As soon as he said these words, Allah Azza wa Jal had made his wound to stop. There's no blood gushing out. When the Prophet ﷺ finished from the battle of the trench and the kuffar left, so the Prophet ﷺ is about to put his helmet down for the war. And Jibreel salam, he said, "Oh, you're going to stop? For very we're heading towards Banu Qurayza, because they have to be exiled, because they have been proved treacherous." So the Prophet ﷺ, he put his helmet for the war, and he went following, and he said to the companions following Jibreel, "Do not pray Asr until you go to pray in Banu Qurayza." That means we want to be in Banu Qurayza. Do not pray the Asr until you know. Banu Qurayza, cut it short, they surrendered. When they surrendered, so they wanted now to accept a judgment regarding the fate of theirs, what's going to happen to them. So they want to accept Allah and His Messenger? They don't want to. Okay, what about Sa'd ibn Mu'adh? Oh yes, Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, we like him because there's some ties in his relationship. Okay, there's some ties in relationship. So they thought he's going to be what? Lenient in his judgment regarding the fate of what is going to happen to them. And by the way, he was being nursed, Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, in the masjid. And the shush of the masjid is allowed to be as well as a hospital. He was nursed in the masjid. He was a qubba, like a tent inside the masjid, was built for him, he was inside it. So they've asked for Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, we will accept his judgment. So he was brought from the masjid, and while he was passing by onto his camel, some people said him, remember, you've got, some relative relationship between you and them, ties. He said, today, لا تأخذني في الله لومة لائم. I will not be blamed for anything regarding what I'm going to do for the sake of Allah. I don't care about any blame. I'm going to do things for the sake of Allah. Soon as he arrived to the Prophet ﷺ where he is, and the Jews now they want to hear Banu Qurayza, what is their fate? Prophet of Allah, he said, now this is the quotation that I'm going to tackle here, said to the companions from especially the Ansar, especially from the Aus, because he's the leader of the Aus. قوموا إلى سيدكم فأنزلوا. That's the quotation of hadith, word for word. قوموا, Prophet he said, stand up to go to your master in order to what? To dismount him. So those people who like people to stand up for them, they use this hadith. See, look, Prophet of Allah, he made the companions to stand up for their master, for their chief, for their president, for their sheikh. قوموا إلى سيدكم فأنزلوا. We say to them, it's not correct. And the Arabic is very precise and delicate. Prophet of Allah did not say قوموا لسيدكم. He said قوموا إلى. إلى and li is two different things. إلى means go to him. Stand up to go to him. This one, stand up for the sake of reverence and respect. Li sayyidikum. because he is your master, you should stand up. Do you understand me? The other one, go to stand up to go to your master in order to dismount him because he's ill, he's injured, he's wounded, to help him to dismount the camel. That's what it is. So the hadith does not support to stand up for the sheikh. قوموا إلى سيد. So they went to, because he was injured, so it made him to go down, and then he had made his judgment. And the judgment he had made, Prophet of Allah said, لَقَدْ حَكَمْتَ بِحُكْمِ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. You have judged by the judgment of Allah and His Messenger. And what was that? All their fighters are to be killed. And as for the women and children, وُبُوتِ لَا تَأْخُذُهُ فِي اللَّاتِ لَوْمَةُ لَائِمٍ. وُبُوتِ. So those ones who were fighters, that means the adult from the male. Women, no. Children, no. They were wubuti. Most of them embraced Islam. And embraced Islam willingly, not because they're scared. As for the men who are there, they were to be killed. So any person above this puberty has to be killed. One of the companions called Ka'b al-Qurawi, he said, I was on that day, and I was checked if I reached my puberty or not, and I did not. So I got away with it. So he became a companion, Ka'b al-Qurawi. How can you check the puberty of the enemies? Can anybody tell me? The puberty is to be established by one of the three if it's a male, or one of the four if it's a female. Three things which is common between male and female. Number one is that he had a wet dream. Number two, one of them covers you're an adult. Number two, if you had your pubic hair. Number three, if you've reached 15 years lunar system, not solar system. Okay. Women, they add a fourth if one of these, which is menstruation. So for the woman, any of the four signs, she becomes an adult. Men, only the three signs, becomes an adult. Right. So which sign is going to be used regarding Ka'b al-Qurawi? Which sign is going to be used? His age. Why, he's got what, birth certificate from the hospitals? Produce your birth certificate. Everybody's going to lie. Which one? Pubic hair. So they were checking. Pubic hair. The pubic hair. Pubic hair, adult. Pubic hair, not adult. Huh? You understand that now? So no people go, I didn't have a wet dream. I didn't have a wet dream. They'll be lying. And then, like you said, date of birth, nobody knows about the date of birth. There's no hospital, there's no documentation. So it's only one is the pubic hair left. So we're coming now to say that the person, you should not stand up for the person to shake his hand unless he came from travel and journey and you're looking forward to see him. Okay? And number two, you should not stand up and give the seat. Well, the standing up, we just gave the seat, move for the seat to sit in that seat. But tafassahu fil majlis. So give him the end of the majlis to sit there. So not to be distinguished. Unless there is, for example, an old man. He can't sit except in a proper seat. Unless it's your father. Because the father, something else. Your mother, something else. So those things are exceptions. Father and mother, because you're a son. Okay? And you need to respect your father. That's something else. But an old man as well, he can't sit at the end. It's too cold for him, too uncomfortable for him. Then that is a reason. But just because there's a sheikh, known, elite, rich man, no, he sits where he finds a space. We don't give him a specific special seat by standing up for him to sit in the middle of the jalsa.